welcome to another episode of the channel. Today guys, I want to share with you my experience with the Blancpain Swatch 50 Fathoms Scuba, a watch that was another hype watch, a collaboration within the Swatch group between Swatch and Blancpain. Before that, probably some of you have heard that there was a collaboration with Omega, the Moon Swatch, which was a big marketing hit and is one of the probably best, I think, marketing hits in the couple last, let's say, 20-30 years. Probably one of the best marketing strategies of any modern actually company. I think it was just a great idea. I mean, look at the sales of the Omega Speedmaster, which I also have in the collection, really skyrocketed. And I must admit, I wasn't really a fan of the wearing experience of the Moon Swatch, but nowadays I accepted it for what it is, a nice fun piece. I put it on a different kind of strap. I will refer also to this strap on the Blancpain. So I wore this a bit, and during my trip to Berlin, I was able to purchase this one, and I went straight to the Swatch shop to get the answer, no, we don't sell it here. You have to go to the Kaufhaus des Westens, KDW, where they have a special boutique Swatch area or Swatch store within a store, and there they had it. So it's not that hyped anymore. This model can only be purchased at certain shops, for example in Germany, I think only in Berlin, correct me if I'm wrong. And yeah, the watch, I mean, I don't do an unboxing, you know how it is shipped, you know also about this engraving of this plastic rotor, and it's also of bioceramic like the Moon Swatch, so the feeling is pretty similar. It is a little bit more weighty, and of course it doesn't have a quartz movement, it has an automatic movement, the System 51, which is totally automatically produced by machines, and it has a power reserve, I think around like 80 or 90 hours. It's very different experience that it is wound up counterclockwise, usually like this, and it also sounds like this, but this is what the winding action engages. It's an automatic watch, of course. And yeah, the Blancpain 50 Fathom itself, it's one of the most famous watches in watch history. It was the first watch with the rotatable bezel, and the rotatable bezel is a very nice feature of this watch because the way it is finished, just listen to it. No backplay, very precise, 120 clicks, and at least my model aligns. Those numerals, let's get this into focus, are nicely, have this applied design, and it has a slight sun ray finish. You can see it here on the dial, and it's very monochromatic watch, except for the tip of the seconds hand and this 91 meters or 300 feet, which is 50 fathoms, a unit to measure depth. And yeah, it's quite comfortable on the wrist, at least if you don't wear it on the standard stock NATO strap. The stock NATO strap is made out of recycled fishnets, I think. I have it, it's nice in a coloration, but it's too thick. 2 layers of cloth, thick cloth, are just too much for this watch, and because the lug to lug distance is actually not too big, but it has a serious height, especially if you also consider this crystal, which is not sapphire. This is sapphire, at least it is what I found, because they made it sapphire because it rubs on your skin. This isn't sapphire. It would be cool if they did so, but they didn't. And this is some kind of hardened mineral crystal, but nevertheless it's slightly domed. It looks cool, and I didn't have any problems so far. Yeah, the bracelet, or at least let's say strap option I've chosen first was this rubber, very quite cheap rubbers or inexpensive strap. I bought it on Amazon. It's like 17, 18 bucks or euros, and it has this matching black buckle, and it wears really nicely. I really took this swimming, and it's not a dust magnet. It's had this tropical strap finish, pretty close to the one produced by Walbrook, but it's stiffer and of course not as nice as this Walbrook strap, which already sells for 70 bucks. Of course it's not the same, but for a quite inexpensive solution it's cool. But I also I put it on the Breitling so far with the Artem strap, which is a sailcloth, and it's very, very comfortable. Really not inexpensive. It's like 70 bucks, but really thin, and you don't sweat in it. I think this would be a cool pairing. I have to pair it first, but I didn't do so because it's not as easy to change straps as long as you use these stock hex screws. It's a nice gimmick. Maybe I think probably the original 50 Fathoms also have it, but it's not so easy to change straps. Probably could also use standard 22 millimeter spring bars. The lume on this watch is also pretty good. I think one of the best, probably even a little bit better than on the Speedmaster, and it also has a lumed bezel inlay, which is also cool. Put a lume shot in here. And yeah, what are the options? I mean, I like this watch. 400 bucks is a lot of money, and I wouldn't pay any euro more for this one, to be honest. I wouldn't pay over retail. But of course, if you're only looking at specs, there are way better options. Probably the best option, if you don't mind copycat design, is probably the Steel Dive 1970s, the Willards copy. It's ridiculous. It's stainless steel, automatic NH35 Seiko movement, great lume, also lume bezel, ceramic bezel inlay. I mean, this is just nuts for 50 or 60 euros. It's just amazing. If you're looking for something also of the March design, the let's say 60 diver series, close to the Glashütte Original, those the skin diver, you can go for the Walbrook. You can get these on sale for 350 euros in different colorations, also stainless steel, very, very nicely domed sapphire crystal, great bezel action, amazing bezel action. I mean, just listen, there's no backplay, even a bit too stiff. If you want something cheap with quartz, probably a Casio Duro would serve you. And if you're going down the Seiko rabbit hole, I think this also beats the Blancpain with the stainless steel, ceramic, sapphire and everything. Great strap, very, very soft, but a little dust magnet, to be honest. So there are plenty of options out there. But if you're looking for a fun watch, especially for the seasoned collector who has a lot of dive watches like I do, and but does not want to spend like 10-15 grand on a Blancpain, then probably this is the best way to go. It's a fun holiday watch, and that's what it is. Nothing less, nothing more. But I really enjoy it, and it hasn't left my wrist for the last, let's say, 10 or 11 days. So this is something. So I think this one is probably, even for a seasoned collector, probably the better piece to add to the collection, especially if you're into dive watches. But nevertheless, the Moonswatch is just cool, but it doesn't feel as solid as this one. Of course, also the water resisting rating is a factor. So this one is a real hit, and any colorway you go for, you will get, I think, great bezel action, and it's really enjoyable. And I'm curious which cooperation within the Swatch group will be the next. Maybe put some comments down in the comment section. Let me know what is your guess, and I would really appreciate if you can get a thumbs up on this video, leave some comments, and the best would be if you could subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.